I've just disembarked from one of the largest cruise ships in the world, P&O's Arvia, and this is the second part of my cruise series. If you're interested, I have the first part linked below. Now, let's begin. Now so far this cruise has exceeded my expectations in every way, and it was so much better than I imagined it to be. All the places that I've seen have been amazing, and I'm so glad to have seen them. As if it wasn't for this cruise, I probably would have never visited them. Cruising really is the best way to see the world. The great thing about Arvia, and the reason why in my opinion it's better than our older sister ship Iona, is because Arvia is designed for more warmer climates, receiving the nickname the Sunshine Ship. However, interestingly enough, I hadn't heard of this until doing the research of this video. So Arvia is more so designed to sail in warmer climates, like for example, she spends the winter in the Caribbean and the summer in the Mediterranean. I also believe in my opinion that Arvia is a much nicer decor compared to Iona, due to Arvia using a lot more gold and different colours compared to Iona's mostly silver interior. This past week, I'd become very familiar with all the entertainment options available, especially at night in the Sky Dome, which was the main pool at day and an entertainment venue by night, showing multiple performances each night. We also attended a few comedy shows in the clubhouse, which are shown later in the night. It was a very nice venue, as the door leading out behind it was the Sunset Bar, which provided excellent views during the day. It's now the 2nd of July and we had arrived in Barcelona and we would be spending the next 2 days here. So we quickly got breakfast so we could get off the ship early. However, there was a massive queue in the atrium, having to wait about 10 minutes before we could disembark. We headed to the cruise terminal and onto buses which would take us into the city, as our ship had docked quite far out in the pier. As we arrived at the city, we got onto a tour bus that would take us to the top of Las Ramblas, which is the main shopping street in Barcelona. And for the remainder of the day, we would walk up and down the street several times, which in the scorching heat got very tiring. For lunch, we stopped at this wonderful tapas restaurant, offering some of the best food I've ever had. We then hopped back on the tour bus to take us back to the ship, passing all the sights, such as La Sagrada Familia, New Camp, which was brilliant to see. Arriving back at the ship for dinner at an American diner themed restaurant, with the food being brilliant as always. The next morning we repeated the same process, however this time not getting on the tour bus, and instead walking to a cable car station, which would take us up to a large hill and have incredible views of the whole city. It was amazing. Then going for lunch afterwards. Today, just like yesterday, we found another fantastic tapas restaurant. It was similar to a buffet with all the plates sitting out for you to take. It was great. It's now the 6th, with the past 2 days being sea days, and we had arrived in Cadiz, spending the day there. Wonderful buildings at every turn, and a very nice beach. Now being the 8th, our last day. So today, since it was the last day, I decided to give the high ropes a try. Being quite scary in some parts as you can see over the side of the ship, however I still found it very fun. That night, I walked through many places for the last time, walking down the corridor to my cabin. I could see open doors with our luggage ready to offload in the morning, when we would dock back in Southampton.